attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up? Rob here. How's it going, everybody? What's up, Jamie?
These little windows are like weird.
Yeah. I don't know how to fix that. Bigger windows.
It makes me feel kind of claustrophobic.
Yeah. Let me out. Let's see. How do I fix this? It's a good question. How's everybody doing tonight? That'll be another thing I got to work on. I'm still trying to find my articles that disappeared.
Oh, yeah.
How's it in my area? It's not too terrible. Can't complain. It looks like this. This is a live shot from my area right now. This is downtown. It's Fort. You can see it's windy. It's rainy. You can see the rain shooting up the side of the fort there and the palm trees whipping around. It's not blowing too terrible hard right now. I was telling Jamie a minute ago, it's gusts up to about 50 or so. But hadn't been too terribly bad. Let's see what it's doing right now. $34 to 52 miles an hour at the moment. Still got power. It's flickered a little bit. No guarantees. I could disappear at any minute. But I figure, hey, as long as I got power, may as well do the show, right? You say, Jamie, you saw a post from Debbie? She said her power was out or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a little bit further south of me. And she's about an hour south of where I'm at. And, yeah, about an hour can make a big difference, apparently. I went downtown this evening and got pulled over by the cops. It was my fault. I'm like, what the hell did I do? I'm thinking, as we're getting pulled over, I'm like, I know I wasn't speeding. What am I doing? And it was a real nice officer. She came up to the door and she was like, hey, how you doing this evening? And I'm like, good. She's like, it's about time you should probably be turning your headlights on. I was like, oh, shit. Didn't even realize I didn't have them on. She's probably looking at me like, you been drinking this evening? But yeah, she just checked my license and was like, y'all got a safe place to go in the storm? I'm like, oh, yeah, we're good to go. I'm just going up here to get some ice. So it was all good. You're right. I found my other.
Because I can't sit centered because my back, I lean. So, like, I keep sitting out of the stupid circle.
I'll work on fixing that again in just a minute.
No, but worry about the articles. I'm just saying I hate
got
the
it.
circle.
Yeah. Okay. I got that fixed. Oh, cool. Now everything just disappeared. That's awesome. Yeah. The Ford is getting a little bit of a power wash. Not as much as expected. But the night ain't over yet. Yeah, I went downtown, rode around, had the video going. Probably make a little before and after shot. While I'm here, let's see what it looks like downtown at the moment. There's St. George Street, the old part of downtown. Not a soul down there. Looks wet and windy. Go figure. Here, high tide's at 1:30 in the morning, 1:33. And this is across the Bridge Alliance over on Anastasia Island. And this always floods. Like everybody over here is all boarded up for the most part.
That's like a little over an hour, huh?
What's that?
Is that a little over an hour?
Yeah, it's like 12:13 here. So yeah, hour and a half roughly. But yeah, normally it will flood here if we get high tide and any kind of storm surge whatsoever. The whole island right here is usually underwater by like 2 or 3 feet. That's looking west towards the bridge, and this is looking pretty much in the same place, looking east down the road there. But yeah, you can see the palm trees are whipping around pretty good, but it's not bad. It's just like a windy northeaster right now. But as Milton moves across the state, it'll definitely get more windy. This is the boat ramp, county boat ramp area.
I remember 2016, they were like getting people off the streets, like telling homeless and everybody, like, you need to like get off the sidewalk, get off the street.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like the night chat weather for St. Augustine conditions are rain, temperature of 76. The wind is blowing from the northeast at 18 miles an hour. You can tell by them palm trees. It's a little bit more than 18 miles an hour. Current humidity is 90%. That's typical for Florida. Do I have emergency supplies? Yep. I got candles. I got like 30 gallons.
But you don't want to tell what you have. You don't want to tell what you have.
Yeah. I got plenty.
You're taking care of. Well, not even that. You got what you got.
I got what I got. And I also have in every room. Yeah, we're good to go. I cooked some chicken ahead of time tonight, so got plenty of
For the
chicken for the dog and for me. Yeah,
See, that's thinking ahead. That's what you're supposed to do. You worry about their medicine, you worry anything they might need for like, a few weeks, at least
got
few
my bedroom
days.
window boarded up. It's like middle of the day. It's like pitch black in my bedroom because I got plywood over the window.
Didn't you have like stuff boarded up for like a long time to where like something went on and like your windows were still boarded? I can't remember what.
Yeah,
When you had you,
the last time that I boarded up, the only time other than now. Yeah, we
yeah,
got done with that storm, and then there was another one right behind it, and I was like, "Well, hell, might as well just leave the damn boards on
that's
the
right. That's
window."
right.
So yeah, it was. My house was boarded up for like 2 weeks.
Because I knew you through lots of hurricanes, but when you said, "Yeah, I think I'm a little worried about this one," and I'm gonna, board up
Yeah,
the windows, I'm like, "Yeah, he's taking this one serious."
yeah,
That's when I knew it wasn't just an everyday average run of the
yeah,
mill Florida hurricane.
yeah. I was a little worried about this one at first, because I mean it was a
Mm-hmm.
580-mile-an-hour winds with gusts
Wait,
over
yeah,
200.
175, 180.
Yeah, I mean that's the seriousness, and if it was to hit the West Coast and move over Florida at a 3 or something, we'd still get 120-mile-an-hour winds here, and it was originally, plotted to come right over us. So I was like, kind of like, I'm not leaving, but I want to have my duck turds in a row.
But then the European model showed the same thing, except way at the end, it started showing it like taper away a little bit, where
Yeah,
our models don't. And the European model, I remember, is more accurate usually, but then it disappeared for a while, and they came back with it. Only this is, I guess, like an AI European model. But they
yeah,
were even having like some of these showing as it landing as a category 1, even perhaps.
yeah,
So you never know, it depends on a lot of different things.
yeah, yeah. I think it was a 3 when it came ashore over there, which is still, a major hurricane. Um, I'm sure we'll see some pictures tomorrow, once the sun comes up of the Gulf Coast. Just, God, they just got slaughtered again. Ridiculous. They just went through it a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and they had all the crap, all the furniture and drywall and everything, just everything, you name it, TVs, refrigerators, everything, all piled out by the curb at every house. And now they just had 130-mile-an-hour winds come through there. So that shit's gonna be strung everywhere. It's gonna be like a mess times 10 compared to the first
What was that one that was like just brewing and picking up like speed in the water for hella long?
one. Oh yeah,
It's growing bigger and bigger. Oh, I was reading too, because I guess you guys have some stuff called like, or I guess there's stuff called like dry out or something to help like absorb moisture out of things. Because, people talking about needing fans and
yeah,
different stuff. But I was seeing some different like recipes for um, using baking soda and some stuff to like make your own like dry out.
yeah,
I remember the one person who didn't prepare was out of all the people I knew in all the different areas where stuff could happen. one person in one area did not do anything and said, I'm cool, I've been through it. She was the one that got her house flooded out. And that
Yeah.
was horrible. FEMA helped them though.
Yeah.
But you can't expect that this time.
There's Debbie.
Yay,
How's it going
Debbie!
down there, Debbie?
Sister.
Yeah, there's the wind meter right now. It's gusts up to 55. That's on the pier right now. Yeah, Leslie's out there brewing around. It shows the predicted forecast is for it to head east, which is bizarre because we have storms that come off Africa and they come and they head west, and then they either hit Florida, they go in the Gulf, or they turn and go north and usually hit the Carolinas or New England or somewhere. And Leslie, it came from off Africa and is in the Atlantic, and it's done like a U-turn and it's heading back.
Did you know meteorologists are saying that that's not true, that that's all a lie and misinformation?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at satellite images of it, but
yeah,
I don't know.
You can't trust what these meteorologists are saying because they're under a weather gag order right now, and the NDAs.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't discuss it. Don't touch it. It's evil. Yeah.
So it made a U-turn?
Yeah. It's like it came off Africa. It's like halfway out in the Atlantic, and it's done a U-turn, and it's heading back to where it came from, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Unless something was steering it.
Yeah. That's a possibility. Yeah, here it is right here. Let's see. Stop screen, present, share screen, window, share. Boom. This is Leslie out here. It came from over here. It's on a U-turn. Now it's predicted to go back. It's like return to sender. It's going to do a U-turn and go back. Unless Milton comes across and joins up, says, hey, Leslie, how's it going? Let's have a one-night stand.
How are you doing?
How are you doing, cutie? And next thing you know, you get a superstorm. And there's another low pressure system that is like right in here too. Actually, a little further south, right in here somewhere. So who knows, Who knows what it's going to do? But yeah, there's where the other disturbance. It's only got a 10% chance of cyclonic formation in the next 48 hours. But if you look at the satellite imagery, there's Milton, and it's completely engulfing the whole state of Florida at the moment. You can't even see Florida on the satellite image. So yeah, it's still moving across. It'll emerge into the Atlantic sometime in the early hours of the morning, supposedly. All right. I'm still trying to fix these stupid circly things. And I can't figure out where to fix it at.
I think what it is, it's like a background you used.
No, I remember seeing a thing pop up that said you can do circles or squares or whatever you want now.
Oh, like a. I mean, if you can't get it, don't trip. It just drives me crazy. Except it just drives me. I'm just particular, and I hate it.
Particular, and I hate it.
Mm-hmm. Like the Brady Bunch or something. I don't know. I want to like punch it.
Is that, did it just change? Is that normally how it should look?
What?
Are we still circles?
I see circles, but
You see
maybe
circles.
refresh.
Why won't it save it? See, I'm seeing rectangles now like we're supposed to be.
I'm still a circle. You're a square, man. I'm a circle.
Okay, now we're back to freaking nothing now.
I'm still a circle.
Yep. So am I. I'm going to be a square.
I just want my shit back the way it used to look.
Yeah. So you got no power, but you can still watch with your cell phone. So that's cool. And yeah, luckily here I still got power. It's blipped a few times. Internet's gone out a couple of times, but I'm hanging tight.
What do you have to charge your cell phone on though?
What do I have to charge my cell phone? Oh, Debbie?
I thought the same thing about Zener cards, Debbie. That's funny. Yeah, like if she runs out of her battery on her cell phone.
Ah, yeah.
Does she have like the little battery backups like these little guys I use, or one of those battery jump start things that have the little USB ports on it, or charging pad, juice in it? Because you have to make sure to save some for an emergency. If one were to occur.
Yeah. I'm going to jump out real quick and I'll pop right back in.
Okay. Right on. Perfect. You're up.
Okay, that didn't work either. Damn it.
Whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, this is one of their new features, I guess. That's why they're raising the price to like double.
Oh yeah, so we have different interfaces layouts. Wink, wink. Wink, wink.
Wankity
Double
wank.
wink, wink. Wankity wink.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a charger here and can always go out and charge them up in my car if I had to. Yeah, same here. I kind of took it easy today. I've been doing all kinds of stuff, getting everything ready. One of my neighbors the other day was like, "Yeah, you're wasting your time. It's not going to be anything." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd rather be
Good.
over prepared than
Take
under
note.
prepared."
When I was telling people take this shit as serious as possible, I said, and you know what? If it fizzles out and nothing happens, feel free to flood my comments with any names of you paranoid tinfoil hat wearing free comments that you want to give me. Bring them on.
Yep.
But I'd rather have them be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
And I'd rather be wrong. I don't say the things because I think I'm wrong, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Anything can change. I watched them try to do like El Nino out here, and they're trying it again. Watch that shit fizzle right out. Like, it doesn't always work. Like what they're trying, the powers that be try to do.
Yeah.
And then they're working with nature. Nature still always wins, and they can try to control nature all they want and move it this way, move it that way. But in the end, nature's the one that says,
Exactly.
it's my way. So what you got? What you got?
What have I got? A mess.
A mess.
Yep. All right. Let's see if I can pull your article up. Bada bing. Bada boom. Having issues? Yes, I am. There we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Boom.
Oh, yay!
I knew it was somewhere. It had to be somewhere. I'm like, my brain's like multitasking. Finally found it.
Where am I? Yeah. Here we go. DNA testing offers possible breakthrough in Jack the Ripper case. And a lot of you guys have seen the interviews with Jeff on Paranormal Soup, who does a lot of the H.H. Holmes being relative. And
Jeff Mudgeon, is that his name?
Mudgett.
Yeah.
Is it Mudgett?
Something like that.
Awesome guy, and he puts a lot of time into this. But I thought I'd read this anyways, just throw it out there, though. I still think that his evidence is a lot more compelling still. But you got to listen to what people say. The identity of the infamous 19th century serial killer may have finally been revealed thanks to modern forensic techniques. It's one of the most chilling and enduring murder mysteries that the world has ever known. Yet more than 130 years after Jack the Ripper's killing spree through the streets of London, there has never been a definitive answer as to who he really was. Several individuals have been put forward as potential suspects, but given the primitive forensic techniques available at the time of the murders, key pieces of evidence that would have likely identified the culprit, had this been a modern-day case, were missed. Such clues included DNA evidence on items of clothing retrieved from the murder scenes, and even basic fingerprints, which were not yet widely used as a way to identify a suspect at that time. But what if we could apply these techniques to the evidence now? Author Russell Edwards has done just that. Previously, Edwards was able to win an auction for a shawl that had been taken to the home of Catherine Eddowes, one of Jack the Ripper's murder victims. DNA testing of the shawl not only found blood that matched one of Eddowes' descendants, but other DNA traces that happened to match one of the main suspects, Aaron Komiskany. In his latest of 2 books detailing the find, Edwards describes Kaminsky as harboring a great hatred of women, especially of the prostitute class, and had strong homicidal tendencies. Not everyone, however, is convinced that Kaminsky has been definitively shown to be the killer. Some argue that DNA on the shawl may have been contamination, or would have degraded too much to offer a reliable match, while others believe that the test itself was done erroneously. So was Aaron Komiskany really Jack the Ripper? We may never know for sure. Normally it'd come out as inconclusive, but yeah, I'm still kind of, thinking the HH. And didn't they have evidence, like DNA tested a while back?
I thought so.
Yeah. I'm going to have to sharpen
H.H. Holmes? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We may never know.
I did a perfect braid tonight with my dollar store finds.
Wow, there you
Silky smooth.
Nice. It's nice.
It's nice.
My hair's I've got the rat nest hairdo tonight. The wind blown, tangled up mop.
Oh, well, you need to braid that shit because you don't want to be out there like doing it like a chick doing a hair trick with the sound card.
Yep.
My hair is now officially into the ass crack. So I need to cut about 5 inches off. I'm like, by the time my hair goes down my butt when it's wet is when I need to cut it. Because that's the craziest feeling in the shower when all of a sudden your soapy hair starts to like crawl down the top of your ass. You're like, oh, I need to cut 5 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, I get in the car sometimes and I like sit on mine or it's under my arm or.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And between Jamie and me, we got plenty of hair we could loan you.
Yeah,
loan
dude.
you can just have it.
You can have it. I'll cut it. I'll start over. My hair grows fast. Give you lots. No, you don't want mine. Who knows what the hell's in my hair?
Well, this one's world's longest ever treasure hunt ends after more than 31 years. Let's see. Do I still have the text for this? I lost everything else. Okay. Yeah, this is treasure seekers had been attempting to find a golden owl statue that had been hidden all the way back in 1993, 31 years ago. God, 1993 doesn't sound like it was 31 years ago, does it? But yeah,
no.
I know. I still remember the 90s. Had some good times in the 90s.
Hell yeah.
31 years ago, French author Regis Hauser buried the prize as a way to help promote his new book, On the Trail of the Golden Owl, which he published at the time under the pseudonym Max Valentin. The idea was that puzzles found within the book would lead to the location of the hidden golden owl. At the time, Hauser believed that someone would find the prize pretty quickly, noting that the puzzles weren't actually that difficult and that if all the searchers put all their knowledge together, the owl could be found in as little as 2 hours. Incredibly, however, the mystery proved so difficult to solve that the hunt for the golden owl would take over 30 years, outliving Hauser himself, who died back in 2009. Because he took the precise location of the owl to his grave, it wasn't until a legal battle ensued between the treasure hunt's co-creator, Michael Becker, and Hauser's heirs that the answers to the riddles in the book were finally obtained, leading to a resurgence of interest in the mystery. Eventually, after 31 years, 5 months, and 9 days, someone finally found the location of the owl. We can affirm that the golden owl was unearthed last night, simultaneously with a solution upload that was sent to the online verification system. Becker wrote, "There is therefore no need for anyone to go digging at a location you assume that is the hiding spot. For the winner, the effort will certainly have been worth it, as the owl, which has diamonds in its head, is believed to be worth around $165,000. Whether they will actually sell it for money or keep the owl as a prize, however, remains to be seen. But all ends well. The owl has been found." When I first started reading this article, I thought it was the other one, the other mystery thing that had been hidden. Supposedly, there's a thing here in St. Augustine at the Fountain of Youth. There's a thing hidden there, but they don't take kindly to people digging around in there looking for it.
Yeah.
Caused a lot of controversy. And I forget the name of that one off the top of my head.
I'm laying one night and can't move. I know, like, see, this is a side one, but I always have to flop it around when I'm sleeping, or I end up like trying to wrap it back up around my head somehow. Poor Papa. Good night, Debbie.
Yeah, Zariana, that's the one. Yeah, I think he went looking for it in the Fountain of Youth here. And they were like, yeah, you don't really like people doing this. But he had permission. So.
You don't
really like you digging up our place.
We're not too fond of this, but for the right price, I guess.
But being that you're Josh Gates and all, you know.
Oh, the sound of pouring Red Bull. I forgot to mute it. Ooh, you hear that crispy Red Bull.
I've been drinking the sugar-free
watermelon one.
I do the watermelon, but I do the strawberry apricot.
Oh, I don't have that. I like the blueberry and then the watermelon. But they don't have that in the 20 size yet. So
I haven't graduated to a 20 ounce yet.
Well, that's like my ones that last me all day. Like this one I opened earlier, and I've been pouring it in, adding some orange mineral water to it. diluting it down and then drinking other stuff. And then when it was time for the show, I kind of fueled it up by pouring more into there and getting my wings on.
Getting my wings.
But the 20 ounce lasts me a long time. I used to drink 3 a day. Now
Wow.
one of them lasts me like a long time. Plus, because they're bad for you.
Yeah.
Man mysteriously vanished after touching haunted stone in an abandoned town. For a friend's trip to a mysterious abandoned town with a spooky reputation ended with a disappearance that remains unsolved to this day. The Muresa in the hills of Catalonia was abandoned in the 1960s. Over the years, a few adventurers have dared to visit the eerie hamlet, especially around Halloween, especially around Halloween, I don't get it, which is a 3-day celebration in Spain. But one visitor never returned. Podcaster Mr. Ballin explains how 36-year-old man named Enrique Martinez was picking mushrooms. Oh, this isn't the only story about mushrooms tonight. Picking mushrooms in the area of the afternoon of October 16th, 1991. As the day wore on, Enrique, along with his wife Anna and their 2 friends, George and Sophia, found themselves close to the abandoned settlement and decided to explore. The eerie mists in the area is known for had already begun to close in, Mr. Ballin says. When I think it's Jorge, not George, because it's Jorge.
Oh, yeah.
Jorge led them to a rock known as Del Six. There's a legend that jumping over this stone in the village can transport a person into another dimension. Jorge placed his hand on top of this strange rock, Mr. Ballin says, and looking very satisfied with himself, he would tell his friends that this is his 6th stone. This is the 6th stone, and people say it contains dark powers. The 6th stone was actually one of the oldest things in all of Musaria. Back in the day, Muslim armies used to march through Musaria, which actually got its name from this. Musaria means a place to march, and so these armies would pass through Musaria, making their way to the valley down below, and they'd always stop at 6th stone because they believed it had magical powers that could help them defeat their enemies in their upcoming battles. Jorge encouraged his friends to put their hands on the supernatural stone as well, and reluctantly they agreed, except for Sophia, who wanted nothing to do with the apparently mystical rock. With the fog thickening around them, the friends believed they could hear frogs in the nearby lake, croaking louder and louder. But suddenly Enrique's attention was captured by another unnerving event. There were lots of fog blocking the church, and for a second, the fog parted, and Enrique got a full shot of one of the windows in the abandoned church. In the window was a dark figure, just standing there staring at Enrique and his friends. Enrique sees this thing in the window, and in a second it was gone, and then the fog rolled back and covered up the window, and he couldn't see anything anymore. And so Enrique just stood there in stunned silence, having no idea what he just saw had really just happened or if it was his imagination. None of the other people in the group had seen the strange apparition, and Enrique tried to put it out of his mind. But with the fog closing in, they continued to explore the strange abandoned town. With visibility getting worse and worse, they found themselves in the graveyard, and Anna accidentally blundered into a gravestone, knocking it over and breaking it. As if that wasn't enough of a bad omen, the already dense fog began to thicken to the point that the flew were losing sight of each other. Anna realized she hadn't seen her husband in a little while. Sophia was holding tighter and tighter on Jorge's arm, and Jorge, who had been joking about how this place was evil, was now also starting to feel a little bit spooked about what was going on. So they began walking a little bit faster in the direction of Anna's voice, and as Sophia and Jorge got closer and closer to Anna, the sounds of the frogs in the pond began to get louder and louder and louder until Jorge and Sophia could barely hear Anna over the sound of these frogs. But then the sound of the frogs suddenly stopped, and all Sophia and Jorge could hear now was the sound of Anna crying. Jorge and Sophia could not actually see Anna because of the fog. They walked in the direction of her voice. They ultimately found Anna crouched down with her back to them, right in the spot where Enrique had been standing previously, staring at that church window. All Anna could say to them through her tears was, "He's gone." With dense fog and falling light, Anna, Sophia, and Jorge were unable to conduct a very thorough search of La Marisa, but they altered the authorities. Wait, I thought Enrique was gone. Wait, who disappeared? Because if how's Jorge looking if he's the one that disappeared? Wait. I must have missed something. They alerted the authorities, and the next day police combed the area. Enrique was never found. What? Oh, I'm getting Jorge and Enrique's names mixed up. Enrique was never found, Mr. Baldwin says. His wife, his friends, the authorities, they still have no idea what happened to him. So, I think it could have been the haunted stone.
It's a possibility.
Could something nefarious have happened in the fog between Anna and Enrique? Or Jorge? Or whoever it is that got lost?
What happens in the fog stays in the fog.
Apparently so. It's creepy when all them frogs stop. When you hear frogs and it's creepy out, and then all of a sudden everything's just dead silent.
Yeah. Yeah, how about the frogs I sent you earlier?
They sounded like ducks, man. I'm like, that is not no toad I've ever heard. I was like, what is that? At first I thought it was a weird siren, and then is that a duck? That's a toad. It's like a
Toads.
A toad? Never heard a toad sound like that.
Serenaded by frogs.
Yeah, swamp frogs.
Like little ducks or little like something like
Wah, 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 wah.
crazy.
Okay, where am I at? I got this one.
Oh, he fell down a well, Janice says. Could have. Hi, Marie. Holes in caves. Yeah. Ooh, and like when there's snow and you step down like on top of a tree. We had a friend who had kind of his girlfriend was not too athletic, but she fell through the snow, like through the top of a tree, up to her neck almost, and like it took us a while.
Dang.
Holy humanoid Batman!
Holy humanoid Batman. Yeah, this one, I don't think that's the actual picture, but no Washington State motorist could not believe his eyes when he spotted what seemed to be a flying humanoid floating through the sky. According to local media reports, the wondrous sighting occurred on the last Sunday of September in the city of Buren. On his way from fishing that morning, witness Jeremy Garcia's normally routine drive took an unexpected turn when he noticed this thing in the sky on the horizon. Upon closer inspection, he realized that the unusual thing or object bore an uncanny resemblance to a figure with arms, legs, and a head. It wasn't moving around like someone with a jetpack, Garcia recalled. It was just hovering or floating, and it didn't seem to make any noise. Captivated by the unusual object, the mystified motorist actually pulled over to the side of the road, took some pictures, more of which can be seen here, and there's a link. I'll click on it in a minute, of the puzzling anomaly. I should have stayed and watched it more, he mused, but we ended up just going home after observing it for a few more minutes. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Let's go home. Garcia indicated that he was not the only person taken aback by the perceived flying humanoid, as he recalled that other drivers also stopped to catch a glimpse of the aerial oddity. As for what the weird figure might have been, he mused that it may have been a balloon, which is undoubtedly what skeptics would suggest, though he ultimately conceded that he has no clue as to its nature. What do you think of the strange UFO, humanoid, man balloon, dog frog floating in the sky?
It's a trip that it looks like he's just jumping on a trampoline. He doesn't have a hose attached to him. He doesn't have anything under his feet. I don't think you see anything coming out of his back, really. I'm curious on how that's working.
One of the pictures that he took. Get out of
now
here.
that can totally rescue people, depending how long you can go for. Like, is it electric with a solar panel on his back?
There's the actual picture that he took.
Huh. So that's very sophisticated compared to what I've seen.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Didn't really say if it made a noise, huh?
No, so it didn't make any noise.
Oh.
There's the fort again.
To what? Oh, the fort. How's it looking downtown?
It looks.
Oh, that is. Oh, there you go.
It's downtown on St. George Street. That's the boat ramp. All the comments over here are like, what's this guy doing? This is strange behavior. Why is he just sitting there? This guy might be suicidal. Certainly odd behavior. My husband has a white Bronco. I'm glad to report that it's not him out there.
Remember when they had like the one last flight leave Hawaii or leave Florida that year, and you could see it was like right as the storm was coming, they're gonna try to like fly right through as it was coming, and like it's like a cartoon,
Yeah.
and it just went right through that storm.
You can't really see this at night that much, but this is in the alligator farm. If you look, there's alligators in the water there. They're all chilling.
Yeah.
That's the same alligator farm that, I reported on the one Weird Wednesday, the guy that climbed the fence and broke into the alligator farm drunk at like 2 a.m. Went in with clothes, came out in just his underwear.
Oh no.
Yeah, most of these other cams are pretty rat-tat-tat. There's a lighthouse. Shining bright.
Oh, Jason says, how you holding up? He has to go to bed now.
Oh,
That
good.
was a couple minutes ago.
Good. Not a big issue. Winds are 25 to 53 right now. .25, kind of normal, gusts to 53. This is downtown live right now at the fort. You can see the palm trees aren't really moving that much right now. But then when a gust hits, when a band comes through, they're whipping around like crazy.
Okay. Might make some people not want to take shrooms anymore.
No.
I was thinking, like, how does this work? You're just like tripping out, and you're like, "Whoa, man, what's that?" I think I'm gonna cut it up, and then he's just like tripping out, looking at it. I'm gonna put it in some cans now. Like, how does all that happen?
Yeah.
I don't care how hard I've ever tripped. Oh wait, this is a host. Zombie host. Virus. I lost the article.
Yeah, Zariana does. It's kind of rare we get 2 major hurricanes within 2 weeks of each other here, but it's happened before. But there's something up with the hurricanes here lately. They're doing odd things. More on that a little bit later.
Speaking of odd things, man chops up his own penis and stores,
Whoa, I'm done.
and stores severed parts in jar of snow after eating magic mushrooms. So what do you think would save it? A man in Australia reportedly amputated his own penis with an axe after ingesting a hefty dose of psychedelic mushrooms.
Wow.
Fortunately, doctors in Austria were able to reattach the severed organ.
Hey, when you put it back on, can you add a little extension to it, Doc?
Yeah, the patient's shocking story is the first. He had a little skin grafting off my ass. The patient's shocking story is the first of its kind and is now detailed in the Mega Journal of Surgery. How could it not?
Detachable
30,
penis. Oh, God.
and it was on a blanket. The 37-year-old man was reportedly suffering from depression and alcohol abuse at the time of his psychotic attack.
Wow.
Great. Psilocybin. How do you say it? Psilocybin. Shrooms.
Still,
The stuff that makes shrooms is a naturally occurring. Psilocybin
psilocybin.
is a naturally occurring compound in so-called magic mushrooms with the power to thrust humans into hallucinatory states if ingested. It works by altering the brain's serotonin receptors, altering our senses and heightening emotions. Throughout history, several indigenous cultures have used the drug in spiritual ceremonies and to bring enlightenment to the physically ill, psychically ill. Lately, mainstream medicine has caught on to the therapeutic benefits of psilocybin mushrooms, as studies show it could help treat patients experiencing psychological distress, such as depression, anxiety, addiction, and PTSD. However, the patient involved in the shocking new report found no such relief after using the substance without supervision to treat his mental health. This is the first documented case of Kingsler syndrome related to psilocybin, in which a psychologically disturbed person self-inflicts harm on their genitals.
Mm.
It's thus called Klingsler, like a stage 5 Klingsler syndrome. Doctors at a hospital in Austria wrote that the patient, who had been alone at his vacation home at the time, had eaten 4 to 5 individual dried mushrooms, inducing a brief psychotic episode in which he used an axe to chop his penis into multiple pieces. I knew there was multiple pieces, I read. Later, he was spotted by a townsperson after wandering from his home to seek help. He arrived at the nearest hospital in critical condition about 5 hours after the horrific incident, probably about the time he starts to come down. The garnish scene indicated to medical experts that the man had attempted to tie a piece of cloth around his penis to block the blood flow and placed the rest of the organ in a jar filled with snow. Doctors had to carefully clean the severed organ, which had been contaminated by dirt and snow, and managed to repair the tip and about 2 inches of the shaft. Other pieces had to been too damaged to reattach. The patient was unable to fully recollect the nightmarish event. Immediately oh man, he'll never remember. Like every time he goes to take a piss, he's like, what did I do?
Why does my dick look like this?
Like, what was I thinking? Immediately following surgery, the man was placed under the care of psychiatric professors as he continued to suffer from bouts of psychosis for about a week to follow. On the mend, he later continued recovery in the urology department. Complications arose, including death of skin tissue, which healed with time. Within a few months of surgery, he had also regained erectile and urinary functions.
Mm.
So,
wow. Yeah, I've done mushrooms and never once have I wanted to chop off my wiener and be
was happy again. Complete.
Yeah.
We're getting flagged.
Exactly.
This audio was obtained on a public platform under the Fair Use Act.
Exactly. Detachable penis. I could rent it out.
I'm trying to remember his things. Like, for some reason, it completely slipped my mind.
King Missile.
King Missile, that's right.
Yep.
I heard that on the radio, and I was like, "No effing way!" I went down to Warehouse Records, and like they had a used copy of it. I was so juiced.
Comes in handy a lot of times. I can leave it at home when I think it's going to get me in trouble, or I can rent it out when I don't need it. Detachable penis.
It's a wonderful song.
Oh my goodness. What have I got next? Let's go. Let's jump into the weirdness. Let's see. What is this one? What do we have here? Okay.
I'm going to be very...
This one. Stop. No, stop. Let me rewind this.
Something you can't reach.
It's another Tyler Hansen video, so we'll see. Some of his stuff is pretty wild, and you're like, he's definitely a wackadoodle, and then some of it you're like, this is one of those. Here we go. Maybe add stage. There it is.
Oh,
right, here we
no, yeah. Yeah.
Just point a lot because, well, I don't want this video taken down. Had you ever seen that interesting little anomaly in the last hurricane that came through? The one that seemed to be coming from this direction. I wonder what's over here and what I could find in the map. Let's take a look. Oh, a United Nations building. How interesting. Why don't I take a closer look at that said United Nations building and complex and see what we can find. I found this to be very interesting. Very interesting. And when I found it even more interesting is when I found what was attached to it. Because, let me tell you, boy oh boy, is it interesting. Just a giant needle pointing straight up to the sky under a pyramid. No big deal. And its location, again, remember, seems to have a direct path to, I don't know, something that's bearing down on Florida right now. But maybe that's just me. I'm sure these aren't connected whatsoever. My mind is just running wild again. And this building that just happens to look like a bunch of sixes or a hurricane that's on the other coast of Florida and West Africa, I'm sure is just, again, one of those cool.
I don't know why it just stopped there. But, hey, yeah.
Did it freeze?
Yeah.
Look it again. Oh.
Yeah, it just stopped. Anyways, that was pretty much the end of it. Yeah, just a coincidence, right?
Yeah. Because you don't want to, question it, because the second you question it, you are the biggest, most racist, nut job, tinfoil hat wearing, MAGA supporting Rob person there is for questioning what doesn't add up. It's good to question what doesn't add up. You shouldn't get mad at people for questioning what doesn't add up.
No.
I and there's the rock.
I'm back again. Tyler Hansen.
Yeah.
Yep, he's a flat earther. Strange things, but yeah.
I still listen to it. Like I still even listen to what people say about flat earth stuff just because I've been
Yeah.
taught a certain way my whole life. It doesn't mean I'm taught exactly right. Like I can say, dude, you're stupid all you want, globes around. Well, yes, because that's what you guys have told me forever, like I'm open to different theories and things because unless I know for a fact, I don't know. And for me to say you're wrong and you're ridiculous is a horrible thing to do because there's no proof. So how can I say that? Just because my mind sees it different?
Yeah. Yeah, just because we've been taught something our whole life doesn't mean that it's right.
I still think we're on a globe, of course, but I'm open to the possibilities that some of these things they say could possibly,
Yeah, I mean, I've never gone to the flat earth thing, but then I watch a few of his videos and I'm like, damn, he does kind of have a point here. I can sort of hate to say it, but I can sort of see his logic here.
Mm-hmm. And you read some people's comments and it just kind of makes you think like, I'm not going to be, it's almost like people coming into my stuff about, like, I know how much I know about geoengineering and weather control. And, now everybody's becoming an expert on, weather modification where like 3 years ago they laughed at me for it. But I'm glad, I'm like, right on. This is what I want is people to know. But people that would just look at it and laugh without even thinking about it or looking into it on their own, it's like, whatever. Like,
Yep.
I know what I know because you know what I know. You can choose to not believe it if you don't want to. If it interests you and you want to learn more, then here's, some places you can go and, discover that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned, cloud seeding and all that. And one of my friends was like, do you honestly really believe in that? And I'm like, yeah, it's a proven fact. It's been going on for years. Why? Yeah. They're just like,
there's like such nothing to debate. Either you just wake up and choose ignorance, or you just don't want to know because your brain can't handle it. And that's not an insult. They just can't grasp it. They're not prepared for it. But it's like, just because you want to say, no, it's not true, it doesn't make the truth go away.
and then, by the way, that was the same friend that was like, tells me, do you really think our government would do things against us? I'm like, let's just talk about something else.
Yeah.
I think
How
they've been
about
doing
them,
something
man?
against us for the last 100 years.
Yeah. Well, you might think we've done this one before. Not this one in particular, but one like it. And that's why I'm doing it, because I'm wondering now, this is the second one I'm reading. But I thought, I wonder how many times this has happened that a suspect has literally fallen into the feet of the cops or the SWAT team because they're hiding up in an attic or something.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up, get some made up statistics. After months on the run, a murder suspect falls through the ceiling and into custody. Authorities got a lucky break when the murder suspect they'd been pursuing for months fell, so to speak, into their laps. through the ceiling of the building where he had been hiding. I just had to double check the date again. I'm like, wait, August 28th, yeah, 2024. U.S. Marshal Service said agents captured 20-year-old Dario Wilkerson on Monday, months after a warrant for his arrest on charges of first-degree murder and reckless endangerment was issued in connection with a fatal shooting in Memphis, Tennessee. The task force is investigating its whereabouts. His whereabouts tracked him into a residence in Memphis, the agency said in a release. Law enforcement agents didn't have to look for long once they were inside. Oh, not an ad popping up. Wilkerson attempted to hide in the attic as the USMS searched the residence. However, he fell through the ceiling. Officials in Wilkerson were not injured in the fall and was taken into custody without further incident. His dramatic arrest caps off a saga that started in early April with a shooting that left a man dead and a woman injured. Wilkerson was one of 3 people ultimately arrested in connection with the incident. Memphis police were responding to a disturbance call near an airport apartment near an apartment complex on April 2nd when they heard multiple gunshots, the DA's office said in May. The victim, Troy Cunningham, was discovered on the sidewalk near Paris and Milton Street, having sustained a fatal gunshot wound to the back of the head, it added. Gunfire also struck a passing vehicle with 2 female passengers, one of whom was shot in the shoulder. She was taken to the hospital in non-critical condition. The outlet cited surveillance video that allegedly shows Wilkerson lunging at Cunningham, setting the fight into motion. It says the 2 other suspects shot at the victim as he ran away, and that Wilkerson can then be seen on camera running to the victim and picking something up off the ground next to him before leaving the scene. The other suspects were taken into custody in May, the same month the warrant was issued for Wilkerson's arrest. Just took a little while to carry it out. NRP has reached out to the Memphis Police Department and the Shelby County District Attorney's office for a comment, but they have not heard back. This sounds good, Royal. Pack one for me. Puff Puff Pass. It's not Friday, but it's 10:24. Well, 10, 11, 12. What? You're in New York, right? So what is it? 12 or 1:30
1:24
in New York?
I think so.
So you ain't got shit to do. Puff Puff Pass. I need to redo my nails.
So here's another, down the rabbit hole video.
A weapon developed by the military to be used on the citizens. Take a look at this video.
Let's start it over.
Towers and how it's not for internet at all. It's a microwave weapon developed by the military to be used on the citizens. Take a look at this video.
They started at 9:11 at night until 9:11 in the morning. You see the pulse going from the east to the west coast. All right, boom. You see that? Those are NexRad stations. Each of those towers are 750 kilowatts, pumping out between 2.7 to 2.9 gigahertz in the microwave range. This is roughly the same frequency as your microwave oven.
Now, there are tons and tons of whistleblowers coming out about this technology and how dangerous and damaging and deadly it is. This is not for internet. You want to know if it's true? Go right up to one of those damn towers and see how good your service is. It's still going to suck. These things are not for internet service or communications. It's a weapon. They are frying you with microwaves while you sleep. If you saw in the video, did you notice where it wasn't? Where they weren't microwaving the population while they slept? All the areas of the country that are the least populated. Is that by accident? Those microwaves just magically don't go to those certain areas of the country? No, there's no reason to do it there. There's very few people that live there compared to the populated areas of the country that have huge cities in them. That's where you notice they are microwaving you to death. Are you feeling sick? Are you feeling lethargic? You can't think straight. You're not sleeping well. You're having crazy dreams. All of this stuff is radiation poisoning. Look up the symptoms of radiation poisoning. You're going to see they identically match a lot of your symptoms that you're having. Funny enough, it also matches a lot of the symptoms of COVID. Crazy how that works. So I'm telling you guys, you have got to understand what's happening. And they're talking about putting up 4 times the amount of towers in the next 4 years. Why would they need that? We can prove that it's not for internet, it's not for cell phone service. So why? You need to start asking yourself, why are they putting these things up at an unprecedented rate and then lying to your face about what they're for? Reach out, let's connect, let's figure out the plan.
I'm sending you something, Rob, about streetlights. Did you know that the smart streetlights actually tie into all this?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they, like when I was showing you those purple lights that are here.
I was going to ask you. I commented on my post. I'm like, Rob, were you the one that was talking about the purple lights? But then I don't know what happened to my comment to you.
Yeah, I saw it and then I got sidetracked. But yeah, they were, everybody was asking about them. And they were like, their reasoning was, oh yeah, we've changed to LED lights, and these purple lights are manufactured defects, and we'll be changing them all out. And they haven't changed out none of them. There's more of them now. You go into town at night, right up the road from my house right here, and it's like you're entering a blacklight festival. All the lights are purple.
I also have the link I posted where you can see like these like Dopplers yourself.
Yeah.
These graphs. A friend on my list, Chad Painter, he posts a bunch of them. But the little blooms, the little blue blooms, those are all towers. Those are all things. Like on the California side, it looks like little Wi-Fi signals, like Bongino posts about it. That's actually blowing the moisture away from California to keep it heated for us during like this time. But I think they took down my thing about the streetlights. Well, that same video you posted with that dude, I had like on my little thing today too.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Well, here's another one. This one's got music with it that I don't know if they're gonna freak out on or not, but I'm gonna play it anyways because you know what? I just don't even care. Yeah, this one's another one of those that'll make you think. Make you wonder. Here we go.
How does this hurricane's path differ from others that we've seen? I've already had a lot of people call me from the Asheville area, talk specifically about the horrendous damage, and many of them pointed out that that is not Hurricane Alley per se. It's not an area that normally attracts storms. Can you help us understand this?
The bottom line is it was directed there. As the transmission recordings clearly show. They kept that moisture corralled there to deluge in the same location. So again, these are patented technologies, and the fact that we have the entire so-called meteorological community denying that this is going on to protect their paychecks and pensions is absolutely criminal at this point. We know we have private defense contractors that are neck deep in the patents that manipulate these storms, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin. We know those two in particular do the weather modeling for the nation's weather, the National Weather Service and NOAA. Again, both agencies have an illegal federal gag order on them. So at this point, this is an emperor has no clothes moment. That's the best description I can give for something that is so blatantly obvious and inarguable, can only be considered weather warfare at this point. And the fact that, again, the so-called science community is denying this manipulation is criminal. It's absolutely criminal, Colonel Grego.
Yeah. I'm going to stop it because the music's just getting louder. And I'm sure they're going to ding us for it. But whatever. Yeah.
Oh, here they are. It's the same dude who's behind LEDs.
What's that?
It's the same guy that you did the video on, but what's his name? But they're like, who's doing these LEDs?
Yeah.
Especially when all of it was coming out too, like about UV. You know, how many of us have grown up under like black lights and things, and you know, and then the LEDs have the UV lights, the blues and the different hues. Well, like curing the nail polish under the lights or tanning beds, like it's a UV light, but certain LEDs would also do it. And so they're saying it's got horrible, like, cause skin cancer, all this. And they've been selling those like UV masks for women and all that. But just the fact that, you know, they're adding that to
Yep.
the street lights is concerning.
Yeah. Do you really think our government would do that to its own people? You really want the answer to that?
Is that the rain?
This is let me see what it's doing here.
What the heck?
This is just a random video that just popped up. Let me stop it here and pull this back up.
What the heck is that? Just out of nowhere, something started smoking in our yard.
Can you see the thing in the yard smoking there? It says dry ice being dropped into the hurricane for rapid intensification. The proof is in the pudding. Dry ice falling from the skies.
You've seen those like thermite drones too, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going out?
That is freaking creepy, man.
And yeah, if you look up cloud seeding, that is one of the things that they talk about.
Mm-hmm. Like when they do the snow precipitation, do you know what the fake snow actually is when they do the chemicals? You know, like the cool packs, like the ice packs that you keep reusing in the freezer, how it
Yeah.
has like that snowy crap in it that'll like ooze out sometimes. Anyways, that stuff is mixed into it to help it stick together.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you look it up, people say cloud seeding's not you're just a conspiracy theorist, but you can look up the info and you can see the patents on it and you can see how long they've been doing it. And they fully tell you cloud seeding is a weather modification technique that improves the cloud's ability to produce rain or snow by introducing tiny ice nuclei into certain types of sub-freezing clouds. These nuclei provide a base for snowflakes to form, or rain, or whatever. After cloud seeding takes place, the newly formed snowflakes quickly grow and fall from the clouds back to the surface of the earth, increasing snowpack and stream flow, or rain. Yeah, and there's one part in here that talks about putting, dropping dry ice into the clouds to produce more precipitation.
Have you seen the people asking their Alexa, like, just about like weather modification, and then like, did they use it for like North Carolina and what these Alexas are saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy too.
Yeah. Yeah, I had another one here, another video, and I don't know where it went to. But it was more of this kind of stuff. And cloud seeding contact. You want more information? You fill out this form and they'll talk to you about it. You can donate. News, what we do, areas of research. Who are we? DRI. Wasn't that an old punk band?
DRI, yeah, man.
Dirty, rotten imbeciles.
Rotten imbeciles. Woo!
Now they're cloud seeding, I guess. Yeah.
What do they say? I eat beans and rice. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
All I want to say is fuck the world today. I think that was them.
See what the old wind's doing. It's sounding kind of quiet outside.
You know what they say? It's too quiet. Like when kids are too quiet.
Ooh, 36 to 57 miles per hour right now. Yep, it's back up to blowing quite heartedly downtown. You can always tell with the rain coming off the top of the fort and the palm trees blowing around.
Yeah.
Wind indicators.
I don't want to jinx nothing, but I'm surprised and impressed.
33 with gusts of 56. You're impressed, what?
That something is still going.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, now I can hear it. Well, I had a video for Crystal of the Week, but it somehow has vanished from existence. So I don't know where it's at.
Well, I guess on the flip side, you don't have to make one next week.
Yeah. Unless I just can't find it.
Again. Poor love bug.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I've stayed on this whole time.
Thinking earlier, I wondered if the ghost boxes were going to say anything about any of this.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah, all my cords and everything are all packed away. I put all my music gear kind of up just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
It's very smart.
Exactly. Talking about weather modification. Suddenly your files go missing on your computer and it crashes. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Or you just get like labeled as a dangerous person or organization like me, and they only, I think, keep my account up because they want to like keep an eye on the stuff I say to see if I'm like recruiting people or some crap like that.
Building a crazy militia.
Mm-hmm. I have so many people like, oh, I missed your post. I used to always see your post, and like, blah, blah, blah. I never see him. I realize I don't see him. I have to like go to your page, look for you. Like, that's because I'm 90 at the bottom of the thing all the time because they punish me for, what I post. So I don't get really thrown into the algorithm except for certain people I talk to the most. Other than that, you have to actually look my stuff up. But that's fine because a lot of the stuff I post anyways is for friends and family. And then things that I hashtag, I figure people that are interested will find it by hashtagging. So I don't need it to go to everybody's page, Rob, damn it. Damn it, Rob. I wasn't sure about what. Uh-oh. Damn it, Rob. Damn it. I'll be back in a minute. My power just flickered on. Off and on. Okay. Okay. So it's probably enough to cut his... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some cards. Oh, no. Oh, he's back. Oh, good.
Yeah, just when I say I'm surprised the power's still on, blank just goes black.
I know I jinxed it, man. That's why I didn't want to jinx it.
I had to say it. Had
I
to wait for
wasn't
a minute.
sure. Zariona said I wasn't sure about something. I'm not sure what she's referring to. I
Yeah,
was just gonna pull out cards while I waited for you, and then I made a mess. I'm glad you're back.
got a few minutes left.
I wasn't sure. Oh yeah, the spirit boxes. Yeah. That is true.
$62 miles an hour. That would explain the power blip.
Luckily, they're quickies.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised. I'll just stop talking about it because I'm sure it's going to go out for a while sooner or later as the night goes on.
Mm-hmm.
About high tide here right now, though. So, hasn't flooded over here yet. And although there is some water starting to pile up in the road, there goes the caps. $2.6 million without power right now. The wind is slowly increasing. Yes, it is. I figured we'd get some maybe 70 or 80 mile an hour gusts here sometime, probably around 3 a.m. is my guess. 2:33, something like that. $62. Don't have too much further to go. Yeah, I ran into, remember Steve and Heather? Uh-oh, lost Jamie now. Anyways, they've been on the show before, and ran into them in Walmart the other night. And they've been up in Savannah, Georgia. They've been doing events and stuff up there. They were living up there for a while. They're back here. And got an event coming up. I want to say she told me it was like the 18th or 19th. And it's in a house here in town, a notorious house that hasn't really been investigated yet, and there's some crazy things that go on there, and they wanted to bring me in as one of the team members on that project. So guess I'll be doing an investigation in a notoriously haunted house here, and hopefully I don't bring any weird shit home with me. Yeah. Sounds fun until someone gets scratched or gets thrown down the steps. I was having such a good time until it threw me out the 3rd floor window.
A 20-ounce Red Bull is a big boy.
Yeah, I was saying I'm doing an investigation on the 18th or the 19th, something like that, with Steve and Heather.
Oh, good.
Notorious.
Isn't the 18th one the next one supposed to hit?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Like on the chart I have where it shows it following, it looks like I think it's supposed to be.
Let me see if I can pop this video up real quick that I took today. Let's see here. How do I do this? Airdrop it up over here. Oh, I remember where the other video was I was going to share.
I always have pocket crystals, bra crystals.
This is it. Yeah,
My attention with Helene was the shift in the storm's projected path. One day, it looked like it would hit my town.
It's so weird. It's like all of the comments I put onto YouTube are like gone.
Computer's just steadily freaking out. Wonder why. Yeah, here's another quirky video.
Oh, some of them fit really good though.
Government has been manipulating the weather since 1947. What first caught my attention with Helene was the shift in the storm's projected path. One day, it looked like it would hit town. The next day, it shifted east. And then noticed an odd flight path of NOAA 42. The aircraft being flown, a Lockheed Martin Orion P-3. This prompted me to look at previous uses for the P-3, where I discovered that they were used in the 1960s to manipulate Hurricane Camille in a, quote, weather war on Cuba. Now, I know this sounds out there, but as we begin to see more and more of the terrible things our government has done in the past, is it really so far-fetched? Here are the projections from the 23rd of September. A large spread traveling the Alabama-Georgia line and up in Illinois. On the 24th, projections shift slightly east, and the storm is projected to finish in Indiana. On the morning of the 25th, the path shifts back west and shows to be finishing in western Kentucky. That evening, a P-3 conducts a 6-hour operation inside the developing storm. The next morning, on the 26th, the path shows to have shifted slightly east again, now finishing in northwestern Tennessee. The evening of the 26th, the same P-3 conducts operations throughout Hurricane Helene as it makes landfall, and the storm's actual path shifts further east, finishing in northeastern Tennessee. What would the government's motivations possibly be to modify a storm? That I don't know, but I do believe that if we can maintain our republic long enough, time will eventually tell.
Could be the lithium in the quartz underneath it.
Yeah.
We're hearing reports of up to 4,000 body bags that have been ordered. They're still finding bodies in trees, in cars, all over the place.
Oh,
They don't
they're
have power.
not.
This was last night, where 2 black helicopters came in at a donation center in western North Carolina, where they had lined up supplies. These helicopters came in and just
With a router roll.
using hung over this particular area, flies into the area and uses rotor washes and destroys all of the stuff, and then takes off, disappears. They've been trying to find out who these helicopters were. They can't find out. They came in and destroyed the supplies and then took off. So what the hell is going on? I just feel like we're played right now.
Yeah. Crazy stuff, you know. Oh, don't believe that stuff you see on TikTok. It's all a lie. It's funny. I have people that I know. What's that?
After you.
I was going to say I have people that I personally know that have taken supplies up there. They did a first run and got them to the people. They did a second run and were intercepted by supposedly FEMA, and they wanted to take everything that they had, confiscate everything they had, because they weren't qualified to give these supplies to people. There's a funny thing in this video I shot today. This is just downtown. I was driving through downtown St. Augustine today. God, since my computer got like 400 windows open. This is driving down the bayfront, just past where the fort is that I've been showing there. And this is another area that is usually always gets flooded right here, big time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll speed it up to the... I've got some pictures of... the last time we had a really good storm here where it flooded all downtown. Let me get down to it. Here we go. What's coming up right here is a church that always sells pumpkins for Halloween, you know, and one year Like you see, there's like a shitload of pumpkins out here. And one year, all of this flooded down here, and there was pumpkins like all over downtown. They just were like floating like hundreds of pumpkins were floating everywhere. So now we drove by there today. You can't really see on there, but they have this orange netting like over the top of all the pumpkins to try to keep them down in case it floods. But yeah, there's a ton of pumpkins down there, and this church always, it's like
kind of funny. Like once the water settles, pumpkins like propped in weird spots like rocks do.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see like, all the places downtown are like all getting all boarded up.
You say that, Gary, you blame Bill Gates. I think I posted tonight, and I posted it because I was able to verify the other information that was in it. But supposedly, right now, allegedly, he owns some sort of patent or equipment on hurricane manipulation. Like we know he does. Where's my post?
You know who his partner is? Kamala Harris' his husband.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? So It looks like good old Gates has his name on some hurricane controlling patents. The same son of a bitch that helped fund the chemicals and resources for the Dimming Project. He backs and pays for a lot of that White House Dimming Project, 3-year project that we're just now getting the end of. And coats all the produce from his farms with a peel, which we can't wash off, as well as injecting and growing mRNA into the produce. Shocker. Would it be such a shocker that he owns this equipment? No. Or patents for it? No. He's evil.
Yep.
We're in California where like Newsom's like, oh my God, climate. Bending over for any leader that wants to talk about climate in San Francisco.
Yeah. I don't see how he's allowed to do that just because he's got a shitload of money. Some of the stuff that has gone on is should be grounds for being like buried under the jail for life forever. Yeah.
That dude, wants to put, he tells them we're going to be like innovative for the smart cities, and we're going to be top of like the poster child for getting rid of gas burning stoves and all these different things. But like putting the solar panels and stuff on top of everything, like, and all these like wind farms, they use diesel generators to start them up. Like,
yeah,
it just blows my mind. And then they put us spare the air out here the other day because again it's like in our throats and that brown dirt I tell you about all over again. And they put us spare the air. They're like, oh, because of the heat, everything's settling down. No. And talk about all the smog, like, oh, it's all the smog and everything contributing. Smog, it's not like 1980 in like Los Angeles anymore where, like we have really strict smog rules in California. Are you frozen, Rob? There you are.
My internet just went out. I'm connected with my phone now.
Oh. It's just crazy.
Power's still on, but I have no internet, so I'm connected to my iPhone. Hotspot.
Oh, they're already calling it
Hot.
a climate crisis. They've been. That's why
Yep.
it's more of a crisis the closer it gets to election time.
I have Starlink actually. I'm not using it right now though, but it's still on top of the house. And the modem's right back there. Hopefully it'll still be on top of the house by the time the sun comes up.
You have to say it will be.
It will be.
It will be.
Well, anyways, now that I'm back, it's after 2, and I don't know. Guess the show's over. Winds are 41 to 56 at the current time of 2:06 a.m.
Good night on here.
One last look at my downtown area as a nice gust blows.
Do that so I can put my good nights on.
With that,
Do that so I can put my good nights in chat to everybody.
there you go. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Area 1. And yeah. We'll be back again. Maybe this time next week I'll be talking about a new storm. Seems to be the trending thing. Storms in Florida. I got a flashlight and a gun in every room tonight. And a candle. Just in case for case.
Yeah, you're ready to go. But I love you guys all. I want everybody to stay safe and sending so many prayers and so much positive energy to like everybody. Love you all. I'm so happy Debbie got to come in, and I just want everybody to be safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got bad weather here, but man, there's some people in the Gulf Coast of Florida right now that they're going to need every prayer, everything you can muster for them. Those are the people that need the help. I'm good, but there's people over there that have lost everything.
And the government's not going to help. You can't depend on FEMA. You can't depend on the government. All you can depend on is yourself. And if you're lucky enough, the kindness of others. That's why it is so important that you have to look out for yourself first and your family first. Don't think about it. Like if you happen to get help, you get help, but don't expect it. And then if somebody else needs help, please help them if you're able to help. We're all in this together, even people, because everybody's going to be hit by something some way or the other. We're all in this mess right now, and we can't be fighting with each other. We need to be looking out for one another and getting through this together.
Yeah. I've got friends and family that are up in the North Carolina area that still don't have power or water, and they said the only help that they've received is help from their neighbors and people in the community. They're all just working together to whatever. You need water, we got water. We need some cans of SpaghettiOs. Hey, here you go. They're all, we got to get these trees off our house, and they're over there helping them chainsaw them off. So yeah, government ain't gonna come save you because they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about you.
But we gotta
They pretend they do. They think they do, but they don't. And they can't get there to begin with. So
And I told you how the FEMA. I'm echoing.
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm clicking and making all kinds of weird noises. I don't know what's going on.
Her. Maybe they're scrambling out thing.
Yeah, they're like, you guys have talked about too much taboo stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, just
FEMA lied. They didn't the baby and the mom on the roof. An amateur pilot did it. Not FEMA. FEMA turned it away.
exactly. He said
But still took credit.
exactly. Well, anyways, that's it for us tonight. You're out here. Thanks for hanging out with us.
It's 11:10.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Might as well hang out
11:11.
for one more minute. Here you go. 11:11. 2:11 for me.
Okay. I made my wish.
Better do.